So today is week 3 of our homiletic series, Grow. And as we mentioned in our call to worship, we've been focused on growing our relationship with God, and then in the second week, being good stewards of our gifts from God. And so now this is week 3, and our theme is all in, which is a real challenge. Just as a small reminder, this is a 6-week series. And so if we're called to be all in halfway through that process, that is a bold wake-up call for each of us. So I guess my challenge is to stay tuned for the next episodes. It's like binge watching one of your favorite shows on those streaming channels. If all in by week 3 is intriguing, then you can hardly wait to see what comes next. Where will we be at week 6? So please keep coming back to explore how God is challenging us to be his disciples. So how do our scripture readings today instruct us to grow in maturity as we are followers of Jesus, taking our identity as Jesus' followers to the next level? We know that faith is always a journey. It's a journey of commitment and consistency and discipleship like those of an athlete. All of us have trained for something with a goal in mind. Pursuing a diet, a degree, preparing for a competition, or for accomplishing some milestone. St. Paul reminds us in the second reading when he encourages Timothy to take up devotion and patience. As his spiritual mentor, he inspires his followers to embrace endurance and staying power, to never give up. St. Paul employs the image from athletic competition in order to illustrate the struggle that we often feel by being faithful. It's not clear whether he was thinking about climbing or running or soccer or some other sport. In any case, he exhorts Timothy to perform energetically in order to grasp the price that is given to the winner. And the price that St. Paul has in mind is eternal life. To win that prize, we all need to go all in. Like all of us and like every Christian, Timothy is encouraged to fight well for the faith so that he and we can all attain the ultimate prize. We can also learn how to grow as disciples by recognizing not only those who receive and embrace the message, but by those who don't get it right, those who get it wrong and miss the mark. Our gospel today points to the rich man who is nameless, while the poor man is named Lazarus. And that's important because Jesus always calls our attention to those he calls by name. Today, it is the poor who Jesus points us towards. Throughout his life, the rich man failed to grow in faith. For whatever reason, he was stymied or stunted in his faith development. He failed to see those in need. The well-to-do are not condemned for living well, but by sharing poorly. It's not wealth itself that is denounced, but disregard for others that generates Jesus' contempt. The problem is not that the rich man didn't know what was right and just. He knew what was, he just didn't care. And when he did care, or awaken to that message in his torment, he wanted to send word to his 5 brothers so they could repent. Here's Luke's concern: to persuade us so that we don't subsequently, all of us Christians, never see Jesus. What we're challenged to is to take the scripture seriously, those of us who have never seen Jesus. When we fail to do so, following instead the experts of our time, we risk becoming complacent and numb to the life that Jesus is calling all of us to. Grow is about taking seriously what Jesus took seriously: inclusion, nonviolence, unconditional loving kindness, compassion, and acceptance. God doesn't have enemies. It's not us versus them. It's just us. We are called to join in union with one another. Separation is a human illusion. We are all born into this world wanting the same things. We are all invited to the same community, invited to share the room in the same house of our Lord, which he tells us has many places. We have mutual responsibility towards one another. Those who are less fortunate than us are our brothers and sisters. Creative disciples are those who can translate spiritual truths into social action. On one side of the door, the rich man feasts. On the other side of the door, Lazarus starves. Who holds the key to open that door? The answer to that question begins with the universal, recognized truth that doors are locked from the inside. If we are to grow, then we are being asked to unlock that door from whatever separates us from those who are on the outside. Throughout his life, the rich man failed to see the poor Lazarus. Today, we're being challenged to see what God wants to show us. Do we see poverty or people who are poor, each with a unique individual struggle in their life? Do we see our differences, or do we see a rich diversity of human lives, unique stories of faith and family and hope for the future? Do we see violence and crime, or do we recognize the complex economic forces which offer too many alternatives? Do we see behaviors that baffle us, repel us, and confuse us, or do we see an invitation from those who invite us to know a person who struggles from mental illness or addiction? The question for us today, if we want to grow, is: do we see as God sees? So here's a couple of key takeaways for maybe further reflection or to write about in your Grow journals if you're participating. As a spiritual exercise, pick one practice you're going to focus on this week to embrace your faith outside of Mass this weekend. Maybe it's encouraging someone on the margins, a poor homeless person like Lazarus in the gospel. Maybe it's passing along a life-giving message of hope and redemption like the rich man wanted to share with his brothers. Or perhaps it's warning a careless friend, similar to what we heard from the prophet Amos today. Or a simple encouragement to compete well for the faith through love and patience and gentleness, as St. Paul reminded Timothy. There's lots of options for us to grow this week. Pick one and share that intention with someone you love, someone you encounter in your life. May God continue to bless you as we all spiritually grow. And thank you for considering the plea to be all in.